This is W4OZ. Kilo Charlie 0, Victor India Charlie.
W4OZ, is that a Roger?
W4OZ, is that a Roger? Roger, W4OZ, W4 Oscar Zulu, over.
Yes, sir. What's the name there, please?
Yes, sir. What's the name there, please? Name here is Dennis, D-E-N-N-I-S, Dennis.
Roger, Dennis, and where are you located, sir?
Dennis, and where are you located, sir? I am located in Tallahassee, Florida, over.
Roger, and what's the radio that you're running, sir?
What's the radio that you're running, sir? I have an Icon 7610 with a off-center fed dipole up about, vertex is about 45 feet, and I'm using the Heil.
Roger, Dennis, and just out of curiosity, what do you figure your residual SWR is on this frequency on your antenna without the tuner?
On your antenna without the tuner? I don't know. It's probably a little high. Probably around 6.
Roger. Now, are you using the 7610 antenna tuner?
Antenna tuner? Negative. I have a Pulsar HF Auto tuner. Over.
Roger. So you figure a 6 on this frequency?
A 6 on this frequency? Roger.
Roger, I was just curious. I'm going through this whole thing about efficiency of antennas, and my preference is dipoles, resonant tuned dipoles that have no SWR. Therefore, you need not use antenna tuners. You just everything right out of the radio, right to the antenna, and it tends to work really well. This one we've been running for about 4 or 5 years. SWR is somewhere around 0.04. You hardly see the meter move when that happens. It's broadside to Montreal, Canada, and one leg, and the other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. And we then come up with a hotspot through the Carolinas. Now, on that 7610, our setup procedure, if you would be interested, starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. Roger?
Engaged at a 3. Roger? Roger, I listened to the net last week and picked up some tips. It is set currently to 3. Over.
Alrighty, and then your ALC is running, let's go to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation?
By way of mic gain manipulation? The ALC is a little high right now. My mic gain is about 30%.
Roger, looks pretty good there. Now, I tell you, on the 7610, you have a button called Quick.
A button called Quick? Roger.
All right, and Quick takes you to Drive.
And Quick takes you to Drive? It's currently set at 50%.
Yes, sir. Take Quick, take Drive up to 65%. Let's hear what you sound like at 65.
Let's hear what you sound like at 65. This is W4OZ at 65% on the drive gain. Over.
Alrighty, now I want you to give me about 10 seconds on your antenna. And let me see if I can find a better path, maybe even get to my local radio. Roger?
Get to my local radio. Roger? Roger, this is W4OZ, testing. 54321, testing, W4OZ, testing, the 7610, over.
Roger that, yes. Okay, I've got you on my local antenna, and you're fairly broad-banded as far as audio is concerned. It's showing up as activity down to 100 cycles for sure on my spectrum analyzer. So tell me the best thing you like about the 7610.
Well, there's a whole bunch I like about it. I've had it for just a few weeks. Definitely the display size. Of course, the two receivers is very nice. Like the extra ports that it has on the back, as well as some of the ones on the front with the additional USB ports. And I like the fact that it has a built-in network capability, and the fact that it has a couple of ACC ports, and it fits nice on my desk. Over.
Roger. Well, that was a nice little piece there on our local radio, and I was looking at the spectrum analyzer. So, like I said, it does show activity down to 100 cycles. Again, we do have some noise, which is going to be also in the spectrum that's being analyzed, and does show up a little bit. But by and large, I think your curve is nice audio-wise. I would just put a little more sparkle in the top end. That is a two-band EQ, and I would do a +2 additional treble boost from where you are. That would be 2 clicks treble boost additional from where you are. Roger?
Roger, this is W4OZ. I've got the treble set at the +5, which is the max, and the bass is a -2. Over.
Roger. What mic are you running, sir?
I have the Heil Pro Micro headset. Over.
Roger that. Well, sounds good. I think, the thing we normally advise on the headset is to extend the boom out just as far as you can, and then at the last minute make that 90. So you're taking that boom. If you have the kind that you can adjust, you just move it as far as you can straight out in front of you, and then at the last minute take a 90. Roger?
Roger, I did that while you were talking, so hopefully there's a change. I am wide-banded on the transmit. I had one question about ALC. It's up above the suggested range. Over.
Roger. Well, check it again, because, if you move that mic out a little bit further, which it sounded like you might have, because, proximity to microphone affects the frequency response characteristics, and when you move that mic on out a little bit further, it tended to have a better top-end response, I thought. But you need to go back and check your ALC, since you have varied your proximity to microphone. So I would go back to my ALC and adjust from mid-scale to 2/3 with the new position of that mic. Roger?
Roger, I have moved it out all the way. The ALC is going above way over the bar limit here. Should I adjust it with the mic gain or the drive gain? Over.
Mic gain. Pull the mic gain down to where your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Roger. Okay. So the testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Okay, I've got it down to about 9 or 10%.
Roger. I tell you what, why don't you take drive back to 60? Take drive back to 60. Pull it back 5 to 60. Roger?
Roger, hold on.
And then once you get to drive back to 60, check your ALC with the mic gain.
This is W4OZ testing, W4OZ testing, W4OZ. How's that?
Yeah, I think you got it there. It's looking good. Your ALC is mid-scale to 2/3. Is that correct?
Roger, that's correct. Pretty close to the 2/3 marker. Marker. Over.
Roger. Now I just moved to my Georgia SDR, which I really have technically a better copy, just not as good a frequency response from the SDR. Why don't you give me a 10 on, let's see, we did the, tell me about your antenna system one more time.
Roger, it's a off-center fed dipole. I have a Bowen design balun in there, and I use it for the Mars frequency antenna tuner mainly because of the frequencies they use. And it's up about on a pine tree about 40 to 45 feet off the ground.
Alrighty, the signal is right there towards noise, maybe about 3 dB above noise, so we could have a better situation, but, you know, it is what it is. So if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 4/30/21, will take you directly to this recording. Roger?
Roger, Jim. Appreciate your time and helping me out here. And it's working real well here. So I hear you just loud and clear. Over.
Roger. Well, we're lucky today. Sometimes, well, most of the time we do pretty well. I'm really in favor of resonant tuned dipole antennas. I think they are one of the most efficient radiators going. But plus the point that you can use them directionally because the propagation moves off the antenna at right angle, broadside to the element. So by the way you choose to string your dipole, you can maximize your RF in that direction, Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I have occasionally changed the orientation of some of the legs due to homeowner association issues and so forth. So we are in the process of putting up hopefully here soon, a horizontal loop of about 40 to 45 feet. Over.
Yes, sir. Now keep your antenna what you have and get an AV switch so you can always tell what the new stuff is doing versus the old stuff, because otherwise you never know for sure if you're in a better situation than where you were. So by having an AV switch and incorporating what you had versus what you have, you can compare the two. Roger?
You can compare the two, Roger. Roger, yeah, with the 7610 I got two antenna ports, so that was the plan. Over.
Yes, sir. You can do that or AV switch. I have actually a six-way switch that I can select my dipoles. I have separate dipoles for each band that I operate on. I'm kind of lazy that way. It's a lot easier just to do it that way, and you have a dedicated dipole for the band, and you have no compromises there, Roger.
No compromises there, Roger. Roger, I understand. Got to have the real estate for it, but maybe someday. Like I say, I have two antennas now. One I use strictly for digital and Mars, and it's a end-fed terminated and can several frequencies, and it's unattended basically. Over.
Roger that. Well, you can do wonders with a tower as far as getting your dipoles strung out mainly in Ys, slopers, and you can really go to town that way and not really have them everywhere. They're all in a confined area, but they do not react to each other as far as detuning much, as long as you tune them with the other antennas present. Roger?
Yeah, that's a whole science in itself. So listen, I appreciate your time. I won't let someone else get in here and get the radios checked out, but I appreciate your time and helping me. Over.
Yes, sir, Dennis. Glad to do that, sir. And we say 73 to you. And have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday, and we'll see what's going on. And with that, we have come to the conclusion of another day's broadcast there on the Qso-Vlog net. We enjoyed it. Hope you have. And again, if you want to hear your audio, if you participated, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 4/30/21, that will bring up this recording. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, although we'll probably have it tomorrow morning. We shall see. Anyway, that wraps up for today, and this is KC9VKV, and we are returning this frequency to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV, clear.